Today's live stream, open micing some new jokes, and then No Man's Sky Expedition 3. Hello, everybody. Long time since I have streamed. I've been away for a while. Let me turn down the volume on the television so we don't any bleed through. Thanks for coming. Hello, Original Tigs. Good evening. There are 6 of you watching. Yes, very nice. So, I'm going to try a new format here for the live stream. I've just been gaming before, but someone requested more jokes, so I'm actually going to open mic some new jokes, try some material on here that I'm preparing for the stage. It's not really ready. It's all in an early stage, so, needs more punchlines, needs more efficiency of words and stuff like that, but we're going to try some new jokes today and get through those. And then I'm going to play a little bit of No Man's Sky Expeditions 3. So new Expeditions came out. And so I'm going to play that right now. Let's see who's watching today. We got some people watching. Got Original Tigs. Hello, Original Tigs. Good to see you again. And then anyone else that wants to say hello, I will answer back. Obviously, I'll interrupt myself in the middle of my set, just to tell you some hellos if I see you write a comment in the set. So, without further ado, let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, comedian Jose Sarduy trying some new jokes. Woo! Brick background. It's a little weird. I don't usually sit down to tell jokes, but we'll make it work. Let's see. Hey, big brother. Mommy says hi. Hello, little sister. To my mommy. All right. So for those of you that know, my name's Jose Sarduy. I was born in Cuba, raised in Miami. So clearly I'm very difficult to drown. I work for cruise ships, so I'm actually a extra safety precaution on the ship. You know, like if the boat's going down, find Jose. He knows what floats. So the story to come from Cuba is actually one of those amazing stories. My mom is my hero, and she knows that I was game streaming, and she's like, "Oh, you gonna play games? You 44-year-old man?" And then I'm like, "Mom, you go to casinos and play slot machines that have wizards on them." And she's like, "Oh, play your game. Yes, it's good. It's good to stay young inside." But she is an amazing woman. When we were getting out of Cuba, the reason we left is because my dad was a political prisoner. My dad actually protested the government in Cuba writing a letter. And he got 6 years in prison for writing a letter. And he was released in February of 1977. And I was born in April of 1977. So I'm either a miracle baby or I was conceived on a conjugal visit in prison. Any other kanjis out there? Where my kanjis at? It's probably just me. So he got out of prison and he didn't have a whole lot going for him. Couldn't get a job. My whole family got ostracized by the society and the government. So we planned to get out of there. And we had tickets. We were flying through Jamaica, get to the United States. We had political asylum all set up. And then Cuba found out. And they'd already planned this thing called the Mario boat lift. If you've never seen Scarface, that's how my family came over in the movie Scarface with Tony Montana, which is a ridiculous, not a Cuban name. If you've never seen Scarface, Pacino's Cuban accent is horrendous. And the entire cast around him was Cuban. And they were just like, "No, listen, Al, you say it like this." And then like, "That's a..." You know how he is. "Say hello to my little friend." And they're like, "Oh, God. Okay, that's close enough. That's fine." But yeah, in the movie Scarface, they came over. There was a boat lift where if you had family in Cuba, political prisoner family, and they wanted to get out, and you had a boat of a certain size, you can come get them, but you had to take whoever else the government put on the boat. And Castro basically emptied his prisons and mental institutions. So we were like, deported, right? It's just like a sullied lover, right? "Oh, you're gonna break up with me? No. I'm gonna break up with you." So we couldn't leave Cuba. They made us stay, and then they deported us. So you talk about a bitter government. That's what that was. So for like a few days, my family was on, like living outside at a country club. We were outside and, it wasn't too bad. And then they moved everybody closer to the port of Mariel in Cuba, and it was on the beach. It was like this fenced off area. We had guards with like barbed wire and stuff. And we were there on the beach. People were pooping in the water, standard. And there was barbed wire and guards, and there were buildings next door, and they would yell stuff. They call my mom a whore, and they call my dad gay. Like, it's like, what? They call him gay. Like, he has a wife and a kid. Isn't this what you want with gay dudes? Don't you want them to be in the closet? I don't know what you want, homophobes. So we were in this little area, and they told my family, like, don't worry about it, everything will be taken care of for you. And my family didn't trust that, so my mom brought condensed milk, and we brought some snacks. But by the time we were on that beach, we were running out of food, and my mom's freaking out, right? Like, the baby's got no food. So we're in essentially an internment camp, and my mother, hello Litha, I'm doing some new jokes. This is my story about getting out of Cuba. Thank you for coming. So essentially, my mother got this plan to break out of an internment camp in, like, authoritarian Cuba, go to a family member's house and get money, because you could buy food with money in that little area. And so she broke out of this camp, right? And so there was a phone outside, and they would let you use the phone. So my mom told the guard, "Hey, I'm gonna go use the phone." So she goes to the line to get in line to get the phone, and she just keeps walking, like, no, hops in a cab. I don't know how she convinced that cab driver with no money. She's like, "The baby needs food." I don't know what she said, but the cab driver was like, "Are you crazy? You're gonna get me arrested." So the cab driver took her to an aunt's house, and she'd like kick the door down like, "The baby needs food." So she basically mugged an aunt of mine and took all her money, and then got back in the cab. And the cab driver's like, "Look, if I drop you off right there, I'll go to jail. I can't drop you off." She's like, "That's fine, I'll walk." So she drops her, the cab driver drops my mom off a block away. She's walking up, and while she'd been gone, a government set up protest. They don't do any spontaneous protests. A government set up protest was there, like, go home and have sex with the Yankees if that's what you want, yelling stuff across the way. And my mom sees this, and she's got to get to the gate, so she basically walks through this protest like, yeah, they should leave, yeah. Gets to the front, the guard let her go get a phone call, sees her, and she's like, "Let me in." And he's like, "Holy crap." Lets her in, closes the door. The crowd sees what happens, and this was spontaneous. They tried to kill that guard and get to my mom, right? So she sneaks in, and she shows my dad, like, I got money for food for the baby. And my dad's like, "Did you rob somebody in the camp?" And she's like, "No, I left the camp." She's like, "You broke out of the camp, right?" So my mom's a badass. She's this little lady that's a badass. And it's just hard to date when that's your mom, trying to find a woman that would break out of the camp to feed her kids. So that's a story I'm working on. Thank you, Lila. Your mom's an amazing badass. She's it's like the Bourne Identity, but her name's Mendez, so it's the Mendez Identity. Hello, the Mad Gap. Thank you for coming. I am a stand-up comedian. I'm trying some new jokes, and then we're gonna play some No Man's Sky on the game stream. So this has been a weird year, everybody. With the pandemic, it's just been so odd. I used to be a very hopeful person, and now the big thing I got out of the pandemic is if the human species dies out, that's fine. I think it's fine. We tried, right? We tried, and we did not do well. We didn't handle this pandemic well. We don't learn from our mistakes, right? The people that are like anti-mask and anti-vax, right? Their arguments are the same ones that people made in the Spanish flu era about masks, and when the polio vaccine came out, it's like the same stuff. Like, people are like, I used to tell people, go do your own research, and now I don't, because I've discovered people don't know how to do research. Like, like the places they're getting information, I'm like, that's not gonna work. And it's not like I don't want to get anybody sick. That's the big thing for me. I don't want to ruin a family, because I'm not scared to die, because I've almost died. I don't know. I flew through a thunderstorm one time as a cargo pilot in the Air Force, and I almost died. And so, every day after that has been a bonus, right? And it's not like I hate humanity and I want them to die today, but if we die out in 100 years, the Earth will be fine. It'll recover faster. But I'll tell you, I flew through this thunderstorm one time, and it's probably the scariest thing I've ever done in an airplane. I've been shot at in Iraq and, also in the Persian Gulf, but that one's unconfirmed, right? And that thunderstorm was the scariest thing I've ever been through, because we were flying through it, and the way it happened is the Mad Gap is my hubby. Oh, great! I got the family watching 2 separate comments from. I love it. Are you guys in the same house? That would be cool. Everybody, you guys watching the same live stream, 2 places in the house. So the reason we flew through the thunderstorm is we were coming from Europe to Philadelphia, to New Jersey, from a mission, and the plane was empty, and there was supposed to be a line of thunderstorms, and we have a radar. We did have a radar. The plane's in the boneyard. It's a retired airplane. I've retired 3 airplanes in my time in the Air Force. If I fly the airplane, it's a good chance it's not going to fly anymore after I'm done. And so we flew back, and there was supposed to be a line of thunderstorms, and our radar was supposed to pick it up. And right around the time we're supposed to pick it up, we're not seeing anything. There's nothing on the screen, so we're like, oh, maybe the weather people were wrong, right? That was probably not the right thing to assume, because the weather radar, it's actually pressurized, so it's stuck in the front dome in the nose of the airplane, and it needs to be pressurized below 10,000 feet. And if it isn't, it doesn't work, right? Because the lowest bidder. That's why. The military grade means, the lowest bidder won. So it depressurized. We didn't know. And so we were up at altitude, and I see these little marks on the screen, and there wasn't any cloud cover, as it would be like green for kind of light, and yellow for some heavy water, and red is like, this is bad. It's like a wall of water, and there's going to be lightning in there. And there was nothing. There was these little, streaks across the screen. And I'm doing my paperwork and making sure that our navigation system's working. And I see this thing called St. Elmo's Fire. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But old-timey ships, when they would be, sailing with the big masts, would go through a lot of moisture, and just the movement through there would create static electricity. And there would be these static discharges that look like the tops of the ships were shooting sparkles, right? They look like it looked like the ship had masts that were sparklers, right? It looked like the 4th of July. And they call that St. Elmo's Fire. I don't know who St. Elmo is. It's not the Muppet. And so we know that on edges, right, on an airplane, you would see St. Elmo's Fire if you were flying through some moisture. And so there was a little bit of St. Elmo's Fire. It looked like pink, purplish flames around the edge of the window. And I thought that was like so cool. It looked like there was like a little bit of fire, right? And I looked at that and I said, look guys, it's St. Elmo's Fire. And the next moment, everything happened so fast, but the St. Elmo's Fire turned into it looked like we were re-entering in the space shuttle. Like it just consumed the front windscreen. Like a pink fireball filled the front screen of the airplane. And we started shaking so violently that I hit my head, because we don't wear the shoulder straps above 10,000. We put that when we near the ground. So I just had the lap belt on, and I hit my head on the top controls. I flipped some switches. To this day, I don't know what switches I flipped. I don't even know if it was dangerous to flip those switches, but I flipped the switches, and I had to put a hand up on the roof there to not hit my head. And the other pilot was just like reading a newspaper, and he just flew up and hit himself in the head. The engineer was in the bunk. We don't strap in when you slap in the bunk. His face hit the ceiling, and he broke his nose, and it got violent real quick. And then the other pilot like starts putting straps on, and I'm holding on the airplane. And I made this mistake, and this is the curiosity thing about it. I looked out the window to see what the wings were doing, and it looked like the wings were on fire, and the engines were eating flames. And I was like, I didn't need to see that. And it's just shaking pretty bad. And eventually the other pilot jumped on, and we were on there, and we start descending because we're seeing lightning, and it's just bad. And so that's the last time that I thought thunderstorms they're so passionate. You ever hear people like that? Oh, it's so romantic. Thunderstorms are so passionate. Because from far away, it just looks like two wizards are fighting in a fog bank. But when you're flying through it, it's terrifying. And, but not completely terrifying. That's the thing. It's like, have you ever almost died for 18 minutes? It's scary for like 2 minutes. It's super scary. You don't think you're going to make it. But after 2 minutes, I got mad. I'd say like, come on, Mother Nature. Break the wing off or let us through. Like, pick one, right? I was actually angry for the next 16 minutes. And we descended and we were going, it was bumpy. I couldn't read the instruments. It was so shaken. It was bad. And we finally get down below 10,000 feet. And the radar starts working again. And it's just all red. It's red across the board. We had to pick our way to like where the yellow holes and the red were. We had to turn down the the sensitivity so that we could find the weaker red parts to get through. We finally get back, and it's pretty quiet. Nobody's talking on the intercom. There's like 6 crew members on the intercom, and nobody is saying nothing since the pilot basically jumped on the intercom and said, I got you, and then he was helping me, and that's it. And then nobody said anything, and we finally it starts, it's not violently bumping anymore. We're talking to New York Center. And the pilot's talking to New York Center, and he goes, okay, I see an opening. Let's go there on intercom. 7 people were listening as I keyed up on intercom and said, I don't think we should go. I don't think we should go anywhere until we know there's no lightning. And they never let me live that down. So I almost died, and so it's not the fear of death that I think is the problem, because if your death takes a long time, it's actually kind of annoying. Mostly with the pandemic, it's just, I'm trying to be conscious for other people. So, let's see. That was the new jokes, everybody. So, the story about my mom and some new pandemic stuff, discussing death, because that's what you need in a stand-up comedy show. Let's see. We got, whether all right, so we got Mad Gap GP said yes, they're both on 2 computers. Thank you. The weather people are usually wrong. Angela Henson, they're usually not totally wrong. That's the thing about being in the weather business. They we were close. It's like horseshoes. You wore the planes out. That's right. Or I just jumped into planes that were already old. That's the other thing. Hi from Washington State. Hello, Jessica Wicken. Hello. Terrifying. Yes, it was terrifying. Good evening from Greece. Oh, man. Kalispera. Ooh. Yes. Hello, John Fetus. Thank you. Hello. Greece is awesome. I loved when I was in Greece because I'm an engineer. All the street signs look like equations. I love it. Let's see. Angela Henson. Did you ever get your shoulder strap mounted or were you holding on to the plane the entire time? So we swapped out. We weren't even talking. He finally, I got it, and then I said, so I let off the controls and put my straps on one at a time, and then when I was finally strapped in, then we both were on the controls. But it was more verbal, no verbal exchange at that point. It was just like kind of looking over. Spoiler alert, get ready for some toxic storms in No Man's Sky. Probably not as terrifying though. Yes, I played before. We're doing the expedition today. It's Expedition 3, John. So, close isn't accurate. That's right, Angela. So I'm gonna do one last joke because everybody, this is a little sad week in the comedy business. We lost Norm Macdonald this week. Norm Macdonald passed away after a long fight with cancer. Love it, wild time. Good thing he didn't panic. my training kicked in. I didn't panic. I panicked afterwards when in that intercom. I had squeaky voice because the cushion was way up my butt. So yes, it's sad that we lost Norm Macdonald this week. So I'm gonna do my favorite Norm Macdonald joke. I think he closed his comedy special from like the 90s with this joke. So this is my favorite Norm Macdonald joke. And I won't do it like Norm. I can't do his voice, but I'll tell you that my favorite Norm Macdonald joke. It's I watched the news and I saw this guy. He killed his whole family because Satan told him to do it. What a loony guy, huh? Like, killed his whole family. Can you imagine? He's like, Satan, Lord of the Netherworld, I killed my family as you instructed, and then I chopped them up into little pieces, and I put them in this duffel bag. I am your servant forever, Lord Satan. And then Satan takes off the mask and like, it's me, Bob. It's just messing with you. He's like, oh, Bob. Oh, Bob, you got me there, Bob. I got my whole family in this duffel bag, and woo, is my face red? So that is my favorite Norm Macdonald joke, and so it's sad that we lost him, but we have his material and we have all his big body of work, and so we'll be able to continue to laugh at Norm Macdonald for many years to come. So Litha, good to hear the material. Love the mom story. And keep the smile. Thank you very much, Tassan. All right. So, brick wall coming down. All right. It's time for some gaming. If you have never played No Man's Sky, it came out like 5 years ago. But they have continued to update. I'm going to get a little bit of water. Love Norm. Hilarious. You did good. Thank you, Tassan. Thank you. They've been releasing these expeditions, so everybody working together, to figure out within the gameplay of the game itself, right? Like they've just made it so it's like a goal-oriented thing with some really cool prizes and stuff like that. So we're gonna go through and do Expedition 3. It's the third expedition. There's 6 weeks to it, but I think you can get through it pretty quick, and we're gonna do a good bit of it today. Hopefully, we'll get through. At least the first phase. If we can get through 2 phases today, I'm only going to play for about an hour and see how far we get. And, we can talk the whole time as we do it. So let's get to gaming. All right, so we're going to go play the game. Go down here and start a new game. And over here, Community Expedition. So they call it Community Expedition. I don't think I have the internet to play with other people. So it's going to be, I'm going to be part of the community without actually playing with anybody else. Just me. So we're going to go in the Community Expedition here. And, okay. Hold X to select and continue. Oh, it's downloading data. How is it download? Okay, downloading data. Well, that stinks. Okay, so it's not ready, everybody. I'll log into my normal game and we'll play a little bit in the normal game. Let's see how many people are watching. We got a couple people watching. Perfect time for a joke. Thank you. Jose, as my classmate in high school Spanish said, hose. Yeah, that's what I named my business. I named it Hose A Productions because somebody spelled my name Hose-A, like the joke, like the firefighters' children, Jose and Hose B. That's how they spelled it. And that's Scarier 3. Awesome. So we're logging in here in the game, and I don't know why the expeditions wasn't loading. But, let's see, who else is here? Did I answer all the comments? I think I did. Nikki Holmes said R.I.P. Yes, R.I.P. for Norm Macdonald. And I think I got them all. Like a real hose. Oh, okay. Oh, good. All right, so we are in the anomaly. And I'll go ahead and we'll do one of these daily missions for Quicksilver. Kill 43 monstrosities. Oh, this is a good preview. You can actually get a monstrosity in the expedition. That's one of the if you go over here to the Quicksilver vendor, you can go here and see the collect expedition rewards, and it's right there, the Whispering Egg Companion. So you can get a companion that's a Whispering Egg horror, and I'll show you one of those in action right now. So we'll go down to whatever planet it takes us down to, and we will fight some biological horrors. And we're warping. So this is if you just start the game in No Man's Sky, the biological horrors are a really good way to make money and nanites, which are one of the currencies in the game. So it's a pretty good way to earn those early in game, and I'll show you the trick for doing it. You can do it pretty early in the game. You probably only need maybe like one upgrade to your backpack boost system. 2 would be ideal, two or more. But with just 1, you could probably do this trick. So we'll go down, and I'll show you the trick. It has been covered in other places. A lot of tutorials online for this game. Obviously, it's been around a long time. There's some really good content from people like Xaines World and Khraze Gaming, and I think you can misspell all of those, and it'll still bring up the right person. Jason Plays. So there's some pretty good tutorials on how to do all this stuff. I'll just show you my little trick. All right. Let's see. When you walk into the party, everybody throw their garden hose out the window. Yes. A garden hose. It is a garden hose. All right, so this is a new thing with one of the latest updates. Come down here. It says this is the approximate location, so you can land and use the visor to find the location, or you can just look around and find the building. It's a little harder when you're in a storm like this, but usually the buildings are pretty obvious. But not today, apparently. Alright, we'll land right by the site. Put the ship down here. Oh, flying too fast. It won't let me land. Alright. And Scarier 3, that is pretty good broken English, my friend. Well done. Well done. Alright, so you can bring up your visor, and it'll tell you, okay, it's over this way. 450 units of distance, which would be, let me scan a little bit here. Ooh, we got some predator animals. Whoa! Oh, look at that! I got picked up by a twister. Yeah, so those are dangerous. If you get picked up by a twister like that, because it brings you pretty high. In the early game, it can slam you up against rocks and just kill you. What? What? So you got to try and boost out of it, or just ride it as long as you want. Okay. Whew. There it is. So be careful with those. All right. I work with a lot of nativos, so you're always a kick, man. Thank you. Thank you, Scary. All right, I'm going to scan some stuff. Look at that weird creature. I've learned a lesson with these weird creatures. Don't go and look at their face. Just, from far away, they're kind of cute. Just look at them from far away. You go up front, sometimes the face is horrifying. Alright, so that's a good enough scan. So let's see. Alright, it's that way. 500 units of distance. This is a British game, so it's meters. You know it's meters. Oh, there's a plant. It's got that little bulb at the end drawing you in. Oh, it's a plant that gives you oxygen. And then it bites you. Alright, so let's see. Where is the 500, 383 meters, so it's probably at the top of this ridge. Looks like a cat that's about to puke. Cute is always the worst. Yeah, it's not good when you get up close. I saw one that looked like a koala bear. It looked like a koala bear from a distance. You know, it was like, oh, this is adorable. And then I get up close to it, and it was Pan's Labyrinth in the face. Like, ah! Horrifying. So I learned my lesson. If you don't want nightmares in No Man's Sky, don't look at the faces of the creatures. But if you like, you know, that kind of thing, have at it. Okay, 272 this way. There it is. Okay, there's the facility. We're going to go over there. That's how they get you. That's right. No Man's Sky. And that's the thing, is some of the creatures are really cute. But it's like 10%. 10% of them are really cute. The rest of them are just horrifying. Alright, so we're at the infestation site. We got these right here. Alright, so I'll show you the two techniques. The one that I've seen before that are really popular. Come in here and claim this stuff. Nanites. Collect this, the deserted terminal. It's got a cool story at the bottom. Returning user identified, terminal low, now active, unlocking data log, continuation for analysis. I awaken to discover that the planet from the image is gone. Only a belt of rubble surrounding a red giant star in the final stages of collapse remains. If you want like a space horror thing, you read these. Anytime there's like this weird growth on anything that comes out of that, you can read it, and it's horrifying. So, whatever cataclysm killed the world took place before my species could walk upright. But it is undeniable. The signal came from here. It carried my name amidst a tonal song. I have crossed unimaginable distances to seek out the origin point. Sensors have detected a metallic mass embedded in one of the largest of the planet's fragments. It will take time, but I will dig it out. Don't dig it out. That's like all of the classic horror tropes. I discovered something coded deep inside the long dead traveler's data log. Something has been left that will aid me on my journey. Yeah, so there's some pretty good story elements when you click on those. Very creepy. So highly recommend it if you play the game. Alright, let's save our location. Okay, so first trick, you get the one of the early attachments that you get to your multi-tool is this right here, the terrain manipulator tool. So you can load up the terrain manipulator and pick the biggest circle right there using the bumpers at the top, and then you just make a little hole down at the bottom. That's about deep enough. About I would say glug glug if you were pouring a drink. So about glug glug. Let me test it. So you go down here, because when you take these eggs out, it creates biological horrors, and you'll see them. But if you're down in this pit, they don't come get you. Actually, I think this may not be deep enough. And they will kill you pretty quickly. I'm like a pretty armored up end game kind of character here, so it doesn't really affect me that badly, but so a little bit more. This trick is great unless you're by the water. So when you dig this hole out, you're digging like underwater, and so then you're like floating, and the biological terrors can still kill you. So So this is the trick. You shoot it, and they all come down here, and there's the biological terrors. So you can shoot them, and then you collect these little larval cores, which are good for a bunch of stuff. But early in the game, they're really good to sell. You can put them in your mixer, and it'll turn into nanites. So it's a really good source of nanites at the beginning. But this is, you know, you're here to take these guys out. That's the mission we're doing. Ooh, look at that. They've added some visual effects that are much more engaging. Alright, so, oh, that's 3 of them right there. We got to take out 43, so we got 11 more. A lot of people don't like the grenade launcher because it's really easy to kill yourself. But I just think, you know what? It's a good skill test. What I do with the grenade launcher is I make sure that I also have the shield so that you can switch out to the shield, and that way if you hit this button by mistake, you don't launch the grenades. So you have to actively switch out to use the grenades. So that's how I get around the danger, right? So that's one way to do it. They can't get up there. They'll spit at you if you sit up there. So here's the other trick. Early game, you can do it because the mining beam is one of the... It's like you start with the mining beam. And so this trick, you can do it with no jetpack. It's hard with no jetpack upgrades. And with one, it's fairly easy. So this is what you do. You come down here. And you get really close to the Whispering Egg. You shoot it, you pick it up, and then you jump. And that's about as long as a first part of the game jetpack lasts. So now you can wait for them to go away, all of the creatures, or you can shoot the egg one more time, come down, pick it up, and then boost away. And they didn't actually bite me. That was the my toxic protection ran out. So that's the trick. You have a couple seconds, or like a second and a half before they actually attack you once your feet hit the ground. So you can shoot it, jump down, pick... Oh, there was one right next to me. Oh, there's another one. Alright, well that was a terrible demo, everybody. Or maybe they've upped the strength of these things. I think they did. Because that used to be the way I did it. So I guess it's just the holes, everybody. See, they spit at you. I'll try it one more time, but that used to be the way that I did it. And it seems to not work anymore. Uh-oh. Alright, picked it up. Yeah, so early game you get bit really hard on that one. So I think that trick is gone. So yeah, the only good trick is you have to wait till you get the terrain manipulator, and if you're by the water, you're kind of out of luck. Well, I actually have one more trick. All right, let me see. Anybody writing here? Have you ever traveled to those huge cities, meeting places people have built? I can barely muster the resources to hop a few systems. I don't have the industry for that, I guess. Scarier, I think if you just play the storyline, I think you'll be able to do most of the game without ever really having to upgrade all that much. Just everything kind of comes to you organically in the game, so you don't really need to upgrade that much if you just want to see just about like everything in the game. Let's see. What up, Sunshine? What up? I just home. I was out eating pizza. Good evening, Jose. Hello, Sunshine. Yeah, I just did a little open mic with some new jokes at the beginning that I was trying out. Angela Henson, skill test. Okay, so that trick didn't work. Great. They have removed that trick as a possibility. So here's the other trick. If you want to do it the way that, like early on in the game. So you'll have to, you have to come down here again, shoot the one really close, pick it up as the the horrors come out, and then go to the other side of the building, which should be there, but I've already gotten those. But you can come to the other side of the building where they're not yet, and then pick it up. And then just keep going around to different sides of the building where they're not. So do the opposite side, and then you can pick them up without having to go underground if you're right by the water for one of these things. I don't know if that was clear. If that wasn't clear, please let me know. All right. We gotta take out 13 more of these. Incoming storm. And I can just stand out here because this is like end game. I've got a pretty fully upgraded suit. So, get it right, get it. Shot him right in the butt. There they are. Hey guys, you dead? Marble cores. Oh, here we go. Gotta update my toxic retention. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Done. Alright. Swarm subsiding. Nearby terminal has been signaled. Go in here and do the thing. The terminal hums softly as I approach, a blinking light indicating a message pending in the system. Hello, Dave. It's that from, like, 2001. My suit alerts me to anomalies in the network signature, familiar traces of Specialist Polo's meddling. The decrepit terminal, however, seems to have authorized the injection, detecting nothing amiss. Retrieve data. Monstrosity containment protocol online. Indicate desired population control method. I'm gonna go with audio repellent. Let's do that. That seems the nicest. Alright. System confirms my selection, indicating the audio repellent is active. The tone is inaudible to me, but I do hear a sinister burrowing sound slithering below the earth as the last few monstrosities retreat. Alright. Kind of messed up, you know. I think those are their eggs. You're just like claiming their eggs and putting them in your mixer thing. What's the mixer called? I haven't played in a while. What's it called? Your refiner. So here's the refiner I carry. So, we got some nanite clusters in there. So you can put the larval core in there, and you see that one patch of 5 gets you 349,000 units of money. Or you can put it in here, and each of them gets you 50 nanites, right? So it's whichever one you need more. Whichever of the 2 units of money you need more, I'd go with that. Early game, it's usually you need money more than you do nanites. So, all right, looks good. Let's call our ship. Here it is. All right. Let's see. Skill test. Let's see. Haha, flawless. B-movie robot voice. Thank you, Laura. That's you can also create terrain around the eggs like a protective shell. The horrors spawn outside the sphere. Yes, you can also create a base and put walls up. I just found that the drop down, shoot, climb back up was the fastest, but I guess they have nipped my technique in the bud. So drilling the hole is probably the most effective. When they subside, break the shell, rinse, repeat. Take some skill with the manipulator, especially in PS controller. Yes. So I've never tried that one. I did try to create like wall mounds and stuff like that. But that sounds like it's a viable technique. Just it takes a lot longer than drilling the hole, and a lot longer than my technique. So, all right, save. Good. Let's go up to the anomaly. Below this pop stand.
Extreme toxicity detected.
All right. Call in the anomaly. John Fetus. Yes, good technique. Is anyone screaming phrasing other than me? I don't know what that... What does that mean? Explain, Laura, please! I'm not getting it. Once you explain it, I'm probably like, ugh, obviously. I'm dumb. Alright, let's go turn in the Quicksilver Mission. We get a factory override unit. I've got all the recipes, so I don't need it. Let's talk to Helios here. And get one of these beacons for the abandoned freighters. This is like Groot. Ah, young one, you who still roam the boundaries of this universe. How I envy you. My time out in reality is long past, but I do so miss it. Or maybe it should be like, I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. Alright, so I'm going to give him some creature data. And then I'm going to collect the... You can do this every day. And once a week you can collect a beacon for emergency broadcast receiver for a derelict freighter. There's lots of prizes on there. Early game, once you get a weapon, that's a pretty good place to go. These guys give you gifts as well, but not today. They just like seeing my face. Alright. Archer reference. Oh, man. I've only seen a little bit of Archer, Laura. And I don't know if you've got the DVD. Maybe DVDs are like so old school that nobody uses them anymore. But there is an option in the Archer DVDs to substitute Archer with a Velociraptor. And it's like every episode where every line that the voice actor normally says as Archer, it's just a Velociraptor. It goes, "Rawr, rawr, rawr." It's really funny. It's like in the same vein. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Galaxy Quest, but in the special features of Galaxy Quest, you can watch the whole movie, and it's dubbed in the alien language where they're like, blah, 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 blah. So it's all everybody sounds blah, 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 blah. It's really that one's pretty funny too. But the Archer, I think, is funnier than that because everybody else speaks English, but Archer is a Velociraptor. Oh my God, yes. Let's see. Sexual overtones to allow this terminology. Creature data. Is that like an alien baby batter? I'm happy that your mind went there. I don't know. Mine did not initially, but now thank you. Now it can't go anywhere else. It's like newer Mystery Science Theater 3000. You're right. Okay, let's go set up over here. There's my big freighter and my fleet of frigates. I like to park them right out here outside the station.
Hostile scan detected.
Oh, they're scanning me because they want to rob me. Well, I ain't got no time for that. Big freighter, yeah, it is. It's some people thinks it's a Star Wars influence, but it's the pizza influence. It looks like a big pizza slice, so that's why I like it. Okay, let's do a little quality control. Let's move some stuff around into my storage area, and then I'll get out of here. If you are obsessive compulsive about organization, this game is for you. There is like so many ways that you could organize your materials and all that. It's very easy to jump in here and be totally anal about how you organize stuff. All right, and let's see. Do I have enough residual goop? Not yet. Okay, good. All right, and let's sell the planetary data. All right. Let's see. Sabine Ein, just saw your program on Drybar. Great. Thank you, Sabine. I'm glad you enjoyed it. If you are on YouTube, you can go back to the beginning of the show of the stream here, and I did a bunch of new jokes that I'm working on for the stage, and that's going to be the new format. Please tell me in the comment section what you thought about the new format. If I should just go back to gaming normally, if you enjoyed the comedy portion of it at the beginning. There it is. Okay, it's ready. Time remaining 5 weeks for the community expedition. Let's get started, everybody. Boom. So it starts you out not like the game originally starts you out. It's a version like it. You have a lot more advantages. I think this one, it starts you out with like an S class, which is the highest class of ship, experimental ship with lots of slots and all that. I don't think you ever need to upgrade slots in the game. Angela Henson, I always enjoy your comedy. You crack me up. Thank you, Angela. I'm glad you enjoy it. Let's see. So we're going in here into the expedition, and I'll show you some of my early game tricks that I have seen in a bunch of other places. Some of them actually I've not seen anywhere. There's one trick, and who was it that was talking about using the terrain manipulator? If you're still watching, John and Scarier 3, you can tell me if you've seen these tricks before. So initialize expedition. So that looks a lot like the original game. You start at an alien world. This is pretty good. I'm going to take myself off here. So you can see the new world. You can tell by the plants a lot of the times. This is going to be a toxic world. There's something already... There's This is a community expedition, and a lot of people have already been doing it, so I'm already by somebody's base. So that's like cheating. Oh, look at that. It started me right by a drop pod. Great. Starts you with a pretty advanced tool right there. Expedition 3, Cartographers. Okay. Alright, so this is not normal, right? To start here like this, with your ship being right there. But first thing you should do for the expedition is go in here to the milestones. Let's see. I came for the comedy portion. I stayed for the dazzling personality. Aw, thanks, Laura. I appreciate it. And totally agree with Laura. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. John, good night from Greece. John Fettis. Good night, John. Sleep well. I don't remember any of the Greek that I learned when I was there. But I'm sure there's a way to say goodbye in Greek. And Laura, Kathleen, Cadaver, Cadaver? Please spell that phonetically for me. I'm just going to say Laura. All right, so anyway, when you're doing the expedition, bring up this screen. Paused, the environment isn't going to kill you. Unless you're in multiplayer, then it will kill you. So, probably to be safe, go into camera mode if you're playing without other people. And you can go into camera mode and it pauses the screen. Right? If you're playing in multiplayer, that's the one time it doesn't pause the screen, but you would see things moving. But because things are not moving, you're not going to lose any health or anything like that. In this case, it doesn't matter because there's a ship right there. You can hop right in. But in the regular game, your ship is really far away. And so the trick is to find a cave. Go into a cave, like right there. So there's a nice little cave. You can go in there and you'll be safe while you figure out the controls and learn to shoot stuff and follow the instructions and all that. And you can see where you are. You can see the cave is over here. So when you come out of camera mode, turn right and go right into the cave. That's the thing I recommend. So let's try it. And I got a little Gek body. And normally when you start in the regular game, your equipment's all messed up and broken. And you got to fix it and find materials really quickly, otherwise you'll die. There we go. One of the milestones complete. I'm sheltered in the hole. In general, you're safe in here, but sometimes you're not. Look for like green plants that are growing and look like they're shooting toxic stuff out of it. Don't be near those because they will kill you. Cadaver. Okay, good. Is your suit Gru's hand-me-down from his expeditions to steal the moon? Is your suit Gru's hand-me-down from his expedition to steal the moon? Oh, the original suit or this suit? I don't... this suit... Does it look like Gru's suit? I mean... I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Cadaver, got it. Despicable Me. Yes, I figured it out. I have to watch it again. I haven't seen it in a while. Okay, so for the expedition, what do we got to do? Foxhole. You collect the reward. You get a base computer plan, powerful hazard protection. Great. We got that. So what you do in the expedition is just make a plan for how to... There we go. We can make that. So you make a plan. Look at all this stuff. That's great. So you don't usually start with this many slots. Certainly not that many tech slots. And definitely not that many cargo slots. So again, organization. Probably put this in there. Put this in there. Move this over here. You could build this. You don't have anything right now to build anything. So we just started. But you can take this protection and move it over. Take this in here and connect it. You want to connect all the similar technologies to get bonuses. Okay, that's good enough. And then move it to cargo compartment where you get... actually, that doesn't give you much of a bonus. Alright, so here's the plan. So you got to get on your ship, and that'll give you something. Okay, good. Then you got to install a terrain manipulator on your multi-tool. I don't know if you have that formula already, but you, if you already have it, you want to load that up. It's pretty easy to put in there. Establish a base. You got to build a base. Deploy and use a signal booster. So you may not have that recipe, so you got to get that at some point. If you do, then you can just get the materials. Shelter inside an alien building, so you got to find an alien building. And walk 5,000 units on foot. So boosting doesn't count. You got to make sure you walk around. And early on, when your booster is just the basic booster, it's not a good idea to boost that much anyway. Phase 2. Repair the advanced launch system. Generate 150 power. So you got to connect some kind of power unit to your base. Construct a teleporter. So that's another base one. Tunnel underground. 1,000 U. U to the third. Okay, so it's not even 1,000 meters. It's in volume. So 1,000 U squared. So 1,000 meters or 1,000 meters cubed. So it's a volume that you gotta dig underground. So you don't necessarily have to go straight. You can dig out a big area. Navigate through storms during storms. So you gotta walk around during a storm. For 1,500 U. Adopt companions. So first animal we find that we can adopt, we'll adopt. Deploy the Minotaur. So that's the first suit we want to get, the Minotaur. All right. Phase 3. Waveform engine. Discover minerals. Okay, so we got to attach the discovery tool, the analysis visor. Discover plants, creatures. Chart waypoints, and I think those are the little waypoints that you save at each of the different settlements you go to. Destroy any hazardous flora. And extract minerals. That's a machine you got to attach to your base. Okay. Repair the pressurization capsule. We got to see what's required to repair those, but visit a planetary outpost. That's if there's one close by, we'll go to that. But generally, you'll have to get your ship. Construct an additional teleporter. So we got to build 2 bases. Travel by exocraft. Okay, it's 15,000 U. Dig up buried items. Okay, so that's something to look for while we're walking around. Dig up buried items. Summit a mountain of at least 625 U. Okay, we'll find a mountain that's high there. Spend 30 seconds airborne. There's a nice trick for that one. You can either jump from a really high thing, which is dangerous at first when your rockets don't work very well, or you can just get your rockets working and put yourself in a corner in a building and boost for 30 seconds. It's a little trick that I learned from an earlier version. Excavate ancient bones. Okay, so we're looking for ancient bones. Phase 5. Leave the planet. Perform low flight maneuvers. That's all once you get the ship fixed. Dock with the space station. Okay, reach the first rendezvous. Got it. Repair the frame shift catapult. I don't know what that is. I think it's like a special ship. It's got different attachments than the regular game ship. Leave the initial system and go to the second rendezvous. Okay, so all of this stuff is really, if you see it, so you got to build a base, and you got to build certain components of the base. You got to build certain vehicles. You got to find outposts, certain types of outposts. But everything else you can really get kind of organically as you move around the game. So let's do that. So, oh, my scanner is already attached, so I'll start scanning rocks. You got to scan 18 of them, I think is what it said. So we'll scan this rock. Scanning the rock is, it tells you what you can get from the rock if you shoot it with your mining beam. That one just gives you cobalt. If we point it at this rock, I think it'll give you a secondary. So this one gives you silver and then copper in the background. And these other rocks give you certain different ones. So if you look at this plant and you don't scan it, all it gives you is marrow bulb. And I think that's all it's going to give you anyway. So you scan it and you get a plant scan. But usually scanning it lets you know if there's a secondary element, then you can get that secondary element. As you see, we're safe from the elements in here. We'll scan these flying creatures. It's a pretty good source of money at the beginning. We'll scan that plant right there. Let's see. Yeah, scan that one there. So just scan everything, because that's one of the anything you look at. Oh, this the little plant right here. It gives you carbon, which you need for a bunch of stuff. It's a different marrow bulb plant. Scan that. That doesn't give you anything. All right. So I think we scanned everything in the cave. And let's check our components. So what can we build? So if you look at your install menu, these are the things you can install. And so once you get these materials, those are good things to install. Some of these are basic materials. Some of them are more complex. And then for the ship, we got to fix these things. So we got to get a quantum computer and storm crystals. We need 3 storm crystals. We need a magnetic resonator and crystal sulfide. We need condensed carbon and Herox. Ionized cobalt and larval core, gravitino ball. And then this is already working. Okay. We're not near the ship, so we can't build anything. On the multi-tool, we've got our analysis visor. What can we build? Install technology. So we already can install the terrain manipulator. So let's. There's a place for all this stuff that I like to put it. So we'll do that. Terrain manipulator. I'll put it right there, and put the shield right there. And once we get those components, we'll build that stuff. The carbon nanotubes. I think you have that recipe, so let's look through our recipes. Right here we got carbon nanotubes, we got ion batteries, we have the hydrogen jelly, Oh, we can actually make antimatter already. Good, so a lot of these recipes we already have. And now we just gotta get supplies. So let's get cracking, getting supplies. So we're gonna strip this cave of everything we can get to. And the way to use your mining beam, if you look at the top right of the screen right above my head, is your heat for the mining beam. So the closer it gets to the maximum heat, the more damage it does. So the more elements, so the more damage it does, the more elements it extracts, all of that. So the key is to try and keep it near the hot edge of the overheat bar. If it reaches the end, then it overheats. Alright, but we need some carbon. Where's that big root that came down in here? Oh, there it is. Alright. There it is. Get some carbon. 'Cause you need carbon to refill the mining beam. But early on, this is what you do. You collect supplies. And the cobalt is not that important. Not yet. It's good for selling later. But right now, the stuff that comes with it, the copper and silver, those are going to be useful for stuff. So, might as well get it all. And these, like, sparkle effects are new. They just added these. They look pretty great. Mining beam is about to run out. It's out! Weapon charge depleted. So I got 23 carbon. That's not going to do much. Let's put it in there. I think the marrow bulb... why can't I put down my refiner? Hello? What's going on? It's not letting me put down the refiner. What's happening? Back out in the elements? No, thank you. Okay, well that's not good if it won't let me put down the refiner. Alright, I'm gonna shoot that plant, get the oxygen and carbon. Plants out there. Here we go. Oh, wait, I haven't scanned it. Get that scan going. Nice. Carbon and fungal mold. Scan that thing. Carbon and fungal mold from the safety of my cave. Alright, got 100% now. So why won't it let me build a refiner? Is it too steep? Alright, these are not worth great amounts of money, but early in the game they are worth a bit. Okay, what about here? What is going on? It's not letting me build a refiner. Okay. I don't know what's happening. There's a good plant, carbon and oxygen. Oh, there they are. Those are the deadly ones. You see them? You get close and they start inflating. Not good. But from far away, you can shoot them. and that's one of the goals in the expedition. Shoot a bunch of these out, and you get some good materials from them. And they clump these together a lot more than they used to. Getting some oxygen and carbon. That one's gonna give me sodium. Nice. Alright, shoot that, shoot that. Uh-oh, unidentified plant. Where? Which one's unidentified? That one. So like it said, one of the goals was to scan a certain number of plants on the planet. Oh, there's another one I didn't scan yet. Where is it? Question marks. Come on, question marks. There they are. Okay. Nice. Alright. That one used a lot of ammo. No, thank you. Well, but it gives you a lot of carbon. Alright, so this is all in preparation for leaving the cave. Once you leave, it gets a little more difficult. Alright. Alright, good enough. Let's leave the cave, everybody. See what we're gonna see. Oh, booster rocket. Nope. Ow. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good... it's not a good booster. Early in the game, you don't have much. Oh, there's a killer plant. The Venus flytrap looking plant. That's one of the achievements, so let's do that anytime we see one of those. There's some rocks. Let's scan these rocks. Whew. It is warm with these lights. I fell in the cave again. It's amazing how you get used to like the really good booster, and then anytime you don't have the good booster, you kind of suck. Alright. Did I scan this rock? Yes, that rock. I think I've scanned everything. Alright. Anything around here I can go pick up? Oh, there's a hazardous flora right there. Let's go check that one out. Woohoo! Look what we got here. Sodium. A little sodium field. That's a nice little find. And it's a free plant that you can scan. Yeah. Pick all these up. The key elements you want at the beginning of the game are maybe not in the expedition, but in your regular game, it's sodium for your suit's protection, then oxygen for your for breathing. Once you start seeing these dihydrogen crystals, you need them for a bunch of stuff, so you got to get these. But it's basically, and then for building stuff, you need ferrite dust. So it's basically that order: sodium, oxygen, ferrite dust, and dihydrogen, little blue crystals. All right. Alright, storm's kicking in. Start moving back towards our ship. And so here's what I do when I'm playing. I just kind of shoot as I go. If I'm walking towards something, I'll go ahead and just shoot as I go. Until it... Oh, I got a rock. Is there a rock that I haven't scanned? Where? There it is. Aha. That's a plant. Alright. I don't think I've scanned it. Oh, there it is. Scanned all the plants. Got the botanist. Milestone. So let's go in there and claim that milestone. Botanist. And we get a waveform recycler. Supreme scanning system upgrade. Nice. Yes. And I've watched a few videos, so I know that we're not going to attach that. I already had that. Did I? Alright, well that's a new recipe. You get a pretty good gun at the space station in this system, so we can wait for that. Alright, so anytime you find one of these, you want to oh, I don't have that attached yet. Let me see if I can attach the I think we can attach this. I think we have enough to make 2 carbon nanotubes and a dihydrogen. Nice. Alright. So we can build this. Done. What do we need here? Ion battery wiring. We don't have that. This will go right there. Wait for me a second. I don't have any of that. But now I can... Oh, install the terrain manipulator. Another milestone achieved. Where is it? Phase 1. Got it. Gives us the advanced mining laser. That's a good attachment. This is what the terrain manipulator can do. Oh, we can't alter the terrain because the dude built a base here. Ah! Thanks, dude. Why would it start me here? Okay. Did he already claim this thing? Nice. He did not. Do I have the supplies? Antimatter housing, sodium nitrate, and carbon nanotubes. Do not. I can build a carbon nanotube. Oh, nice. Free stuff. The rusted metal's really great. 2-to-1 ferrite dust. So that's pretty great to have. Scan that. Let's see. Hello, Jose. My dad is your Puerto Rican counterpart, but was in the army. All right. Puerto Rican Army soldier. Say hello to my army brother. When did your dad serve, Betty? Betty White spelled differently. I like it. All right. Ooh, oh, get those animals. Oh, what's that? What is that? There's something behind it. Oh, it's a tree. Yeah. Scan that. Although we don't really need to. We've scanned all the plants we need. Let's see. Did we get all of the flying creatures? Oh, there's another one. Doing the moonwalk. I like it. That's a fun glitch. He's glitching in the corner and he's moonwalking. I love it. Okay. Ooh, another hazardous flora. Not today, Lustful Horia. I probably read that wrong. It looked like Lustelhoria. Okay. Scan all the things. Yes, Jessica. I am scanning all the things. And claiming all of it. But I do... Oh, that's why I can't put down the thing. Because he put a base right here. If you put a base, you can't put down your refiner. He doesn't even have a roof on his base. Iteration that error connected. Launch thrusters offline. Pulse engine offline. Auto diagnostic reports unregistered. Starship customizations standard. I'll stop. Inadequate custom repair sequence registered to pilot's exosuit expedition log. Begin custom repairs. All right, so it says I need this. Nice. Deploy a base computer to establish a base. But we've completed another milestone. Auto-diagnostic procedures initialized. Alright, let's go claim that. There it is. We get an ion. We get 5 ion batteries, 120 oxygen, and a recovered item. Recovered item could become anything. Haha, Zordon. Yeah, Zordon. Does not compute. Alright, so let's go in here. I think we got claimed everything. So now I gotta go 300 units away to build my base. Because this guy's got a base right where I'm... right where my ship is. Okay. As more people play, the planet is just gonna get more and more dense. And there'll be no place to... there'll be no place to put a base down. That's funny. Alright. Alright, let's collect some of this stuff. Hydrogen. These new effects are great when the crystals pop like that. That's nice. I like they made some subtle changes, you know, but basically kept the original game. Okay, so oh, what's falling? Oh, okay. If I scan all these rocks, yes. Okay. Let's try to get this ammo or this slot. We need antimatter housing. Do I have that recipe? I think I do. And it needs a little bit more ferrite dust, so I need to shoot a rock. Does he have... I mean, that's not a cool thing, but if he's got... if his base already has stuff that I can use, that'd be nice. Is there anything here I can use on your base, sir? No? Just a useless teleporter? Thanks. Thanks. Nothing useful. Love it. Okay. So what should we do? Gonna make some stuff for this, so I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna shoot some rocks, make enough to get that slot. Joselite. Hey! Like Jose Light. That's the name of that rock. Shoot these rocks, we get some ferrite. And some ammonia, that's nice. So those peaks look like they might be high enough for me to get that one expedition milestone by just going up to the top of the peak. And the way the jetpack is set up is if you jetpack up a wall, then you never run out of jetpack fuel. Oh, weapon depleted.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
I think I have enough ferrite dust. Hey, he's still moonwalking up there. Look at that. So we'll take care of all that at the same time. Alright, that should be enough ferrite dust for the antimatter housing.
Constructed.
think it's carbon nanotube. Let's see. Alright. Yes. Yes. And now I need 10 sodium nitrate. If I can't put down the portable refiner, let's see if it'll let me build my personal refiner. Ugh. I need chromatic metal. And I don't have enough copper. And it won't let me mine copper because there's a base right here. Just compounding problems, everybody. Just compounding problems. Okay, I guess we'll have to come back. What peak should I go to? That one? Seems close enough. Let's go do it. Look at my little legs! My little legs! This species here is called the Gek. They're very cute. But their story in the game is not cute at all. It's horrifying how such a cute creature. So here you go, basically vertical, and down below me here you can see my jetpack. See how it drains? But if you jetpack right, pushing up the wall here, it doesn't drain at all. So let's keep on climbing. It does drain your life support, though. So there's that. And ta-da! Is this not high enough? What? This is not high enough for the achievement? Of course it isn't. There's copper right there, I think. Oh, animals, animals. Scan the animals. Oh, that one. Look at this picture. This is terrifying. Let's go. Let's look at it real quick. Look at that. Oh, that one's not bad. Okay. That one's actually got a cute face. No arms. Not all of them. Let's see. Look at that. Look at that face. Look at that. That is... Ugh. This one too? Alright, that's not... It looks ridiculous. You know how much it has to eat to feed that big body? How about this one? There you go. Now we're talking. The stuff of nightmares. Look at that face. Alright, let's see. What else is there? Any other life forms around here? Okay, is that copper? Let's go get that copper deposit. Alright. Dangerous move, everybody. Here we go. Leave a little bit in the jetpack. Just a little bit. So you can boost right before you hit the ground. There we go. That is how you stop yourself from dying. Dihydrogen is used for a bunch of stuff. So you want to collect it. Anytime you see it, you want to collect some. That has a satisfying pop. When those crystals pop, it's very satisfying look. Okay. Let's see if we're far enough from the base that I can use my terrain manipulator to get these resources. Let's see. Yes! Alright, let's get some copper. Now, I've never seen this technique, but this is what I do when I want to get copper, or when I want to mine stuff on a hazardous planet. I mine the edge, and then basically like I'm making my own cave. I get underneath it. And at some point, you will be safe from the elements underneath the deposit. is. Nope, not yet. Usually it's. There we go. So now I'm safe and I can mine in peace. Use mine all around yourself. Picking up silicate powder, which is also useful. So just don't mine right above you, and you should be good. And as you pick up resources, whatever it is that you're trying to pick up, copper in this case, which you can then refine into chromatic metal, which is useful for a bunch of stuff. Like making your base computer and whatnot, and some of the components you saw that you want to build. If you're always shooting at the edge, you get a little bit of copper, a little bit of silicate powder. That silicate powder is what you use later. Oh, to refill your terrain manipulator. Let's see. Looks like the graboids from Tremors. Yeah. It does look like the graboids. But the cool thing about those life forms is it's all procedurally generated, so nobody designed that, right? The computer AI was given like all of these parts, and so when they made the planet, it just generated all the life forms and put like a certain number of legs and certain facial features and these kind of teeth, and so it's just like a build-a-horror kind of thing. So it looks like you're exposed to the elements, but if you're just right below it... Oh, hey, wait. What are you doing? I took the ground from under it, so it just came down with me. This beam doesn't hurt the animals, but the mining beam does. You can kill them with it, so... Want to be cautious if you don't want to kill any of the animals. But if you do kill them, you get meat that you can eat and turn into other dishes which are available. There's a cooking thing to this game. Gosh, some of them did look like randomized mashups. Yes, they got random legs and random numbers of eyes. Some of them don't have eyes. Ah, right. What always gets me is 9 out of 10 times they look cute from far away, and then you get up close and you're like, oh no. Alright, getting all this copper. Storm is cleared the whole time. I think we're just gonna build our base right by here. So the game has some questionable physics. Yeah, this thing is being held up by that. Little Rock is holding up this heavy piece of copper, but no, it isn't. You take that out, and it just floats there. So gravity is kind of a suggestion in the game. It's a simulated universe. It has different laws of physics. Just accept it. When you take off, you notice, like, you can leave the atmosphere in, like, 2 seconds. Like, really thin atmospheres. The planets are really, really tiny in comparison to, like, the size of a real planet. So it's not a realistic universe. It's just an artistically pretty one. We are no longer protected, so we're just gonna line this stuff up. And I think once I'm done collecting all of this, Again, if you have any compulsive tendencies, this is really good. Trying to get every last little bit of the ore without leaving any little blocks. But that should be enough copper for a good bit of what we need in the game. Almost done. Almost. Come on. Got it. I think we got it all. Yes. Oh, I missed a little bit. And all right, we got it all. So now we're gonna build our refiner. There it is. Now I can put it down. Okay. Put fuel in the refiner. And we're going to take, look at that, 1,100 carbon. 147. That should be good. 147 chromatic metal. Is there anything else I need around here? Get some more elements while that's cooking. Is this crater going to fill up with vegetation? No, but here's one of the cool things about the terrain manipulator is you can then switch to create, and I can refill the hole. Not with the element, but just like refill the hole with dirt. Missed a little bit there. Get the floating rocks out of the way first. Yeah, so if you wanted to, you could refill the hole. Doesn't, some of the angles don't work, but if you're a completionist person, you could do that kind of thing. All right, we got chromatic metal. What can we use that chromatic metal for? Oh, let's get some ferrite dust from the let's do the fast ones here. Fungal mold gets you a bunch of carbon. Let's build our base computer right there. Should we build it right here? Yeah, this is good enough. Boom. Claim this base for science. Claim the site? Yes. Alright. Cool. Let's see what we got in here. We got a bunch of this stuff. Okay. This marrow bulb I think should be sodium. Nice. So a bunch of the stuff you can refine it to be other things that are much more useful, and from that you can continue to build what you need. But now we got the base. We got to build a base a certain way. But I've been playing for a while here. Let's see. How much did we get done of the expedition? Oh, storm crystals. We need those. So these come up when you get a storm. I think we needed 3. Something bit me. Oh, you did not just bite me. And they hide in the other plant. The Lustalhoria. That's how they get you. They hide a plant inside another plant. So that is expeditions. Let's see how much we got done today. So of the expedition, we got 3 of the 4. To establish a base, I think you have to build a certain number of components for it. So let's see. For the base, you need build components. So let's do that as the last thing here, and we'll claim that. We need 15 parts to be built, and this is all that we got. Small alloy panel, we're going to use that, and we're going to build that right there. Let's build some stairs and use the questionable physics. Not going to be pure ferrite, of course not. So nope, we're just going to build this. I don't know how much ferrite I have. Build cantankerously here and destroy the environment. Alright, let's build some walls. Ferrite I've got, but let's build walls around it. There we go. Doesn't always like you from every angle. Oh, I'm out of ferrite dust. I did it! Done. Okay. So we go to Expedition, and we claim that one. We get the Construction Research Unit plans. And so that, in that, I guess, hour and 10 minutes that we played the expedition, you saw we got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the first ones, and these are fairly easy, just playing the game and setting yourself up. We didn't even do any of the ones, well, we're almost done with the Tunnel Underground, but we did pretty close there on the Fear the Sun and then Master of the Elements. Adopt a Companion is fairly easy, but we already got some in Phase 3. So there's you don't want to go Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. You just want to kind of do them in any order. And you see we got 12 more minerals to figure out. So that's the expedition, everybody. It's pretty cool. You saw the prizes at the end. But pretty fun to do. I love No Man's Sky. It's a pretty game and a lot of fun to play. So for those that stayed and watched the whole time, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you got to see the comedy part of the show, thank you very much. It's even if no one's laughing, I'm listening to myself and getting the pacing and figuring out what words work and what words don't. I'll listen to the video afterwards again. And so it has value since, going out is suspect at this point with what's going on in the world. I needed some place to work on new material. So thank you for watching. If you didn't see that part of the show, then you can go back on YouTube. This will be up on YouTube, and you can watch the beginning again and listen to it. I did some new stories that I'm working on. For those that stayed and watched and left comments, thank you very much. It's very appreciated. I will be on television tomorrow. If you want to catch me and you're in the San Antonio area, I'm doing SA Living, which is I think it's the morning show. So you can catch me on SA Living tomorrow, and they just changed my time. They're gonna zoom me in because it's 2021, and that's how you do television interviews. You do them on Zoom, everybody, of course. And now I can't find it. It's at roughly 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can catch me on SA Living. I'm guessing they probably have a website. You can look up SA Living. That's why I'm looking in the wrong folder. Technology. These young whippersnappers, they've been in their different folders and stuff. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. Cannot. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yes. SA Living interview, 9:50 a.m. Central Standard Time. I am then this weekend in San Antonio at the Ha Comedy Festival, presented by HBO Max. The only show I'm booked on right now is the 7 p.m. show at the Lila Cockrell Theater in San Antonio. It's the Fresh Faces show of 2021 and the Fresh Faces and Doing Great Things in the Future show of 2020. So we're kind of mixing the new talent for the Ha Comedy Festival and some of last year's favorites. And I'm very fortunate to be part of that. So you can catch that show. Tickets are on sale. And then there's a Ha taping, the Ha Comedy Festival taping on Sunday night at the Lila Cockrell. Some of the new faces get invited to that. So fingers crossed. Maybe we'll see them at that. Then my schedule has got some of the shows coming up. It's mostly cruise ships. I'm going on the Carnival Breeze out of Miami, Florida later this month. But you can catch that on josesarduy.com. Let's see. See some comments. I had no idea what was going on in the video games, but always happy to tune in. Thank you, Pirate Pig. Angela Henson says, love the story of your mom. She's such a rock star. Never heard of this game, but loved watching you play it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry of all the tongue chewing that occurred. I'm sure I chewed my tongue. I don't even know that I do it. And then Laura Kathleen, in my day, folders are made out of paper. Yes. Now they're digital folders. They're more confusing, but no trees have to die. So there's that. So thank you all for tuning in for the live stream. I hope to catch you at the next one. This is the format I think I want to keep for the live streams. There are game streamers that are much more consistent with their gaming and whatnot. I don't have the time for that, and I'm going back on the road. So that's what we're gonna do. I will advertise it, I think, in the future with like a day ahead of time, like live stream tomorrow, open mic and blah 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 game, and they're all space games. I always play games because I always wanted to be an astronaut, so they're gonna be space games. But I have done some other games like Batman and things like that, so maybe I'll play some Ghostbusters. Halloween's coming up. Hope to see your comedy on a cruise someday. Fellow tongue chewer here. Yes, Pirate Pig. I've been doing it since I was a kid, and I used to take myself off the screen to play because it annoys me, but apparently I've been told it's endearing. I don't know. It seems distracting. So catch me in a live show. Catch me on my next live stream. I will put out an advisory on my social media that I'll be doing a open mic live stream. If I'm in town for a week, maybe I'll do a live stream every night with an open mic. And you can watch the comedy portion of it at the beginning, and then, maybe watching gaming is not your thing. You can wait if you don't like comedy, or my comedy particularly, but you want to see some gameplay, you can come in and join me after the comedy. Usually it's about a 5 to 10 minute set is what I'm putting together. Just because it's live stream, it's a long set is kind of tough. Stand up doesn't really translate very well, but it's just a place to really get the words out for myself and see if you like it, and get your reactions. I have also chewed since childhood. Yeah. So my tongue has chew marks on the side. It's pretty funny. So thank you all for joining me. Hopefully, I gotta hit the button. Hopefully you can join me next time I do one of these live streams. After the live stream, I will put time stamps on the video on YouTube, so you can go right to the part that you like. And I will, some of the people I mention, I'll link their accounts in the subject area. And please leave a comment, subscribe, like the video, whatever. you want to do there, whatever you think I deserve in that situation. And I hope that you will join me next time. Rhonda Pinkerman, first comment, I think. You're adorable. Thanks for the incredible comedy. Watch the ums. And let me know if you need some stories. Found my birth Cuban family after 40 years. Loco. Yeah, no ums in that comment. I appreciate it. Yeah, the ums are the thing you take out after a lot of practice. So you're right. I will watch that. Thank you very much, Rhonda. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks, everybody.